So, hi everyone. Oh, that's a bit close. My name's Claire, if you're new to me. And healing and light codes and bits and bobs of whatever you find helpful or weaved, that's healing, is weaved through everything I'm doing here. You can read the description box below. See what I mean? The Mercury retrograde shadow's still about. Sorry, my hair, right, is, I know that some people don't care, but it's like, it's going a bit bouffant, so I'm going to talk about it. And again, everything I say, no matter how random, is channeling. So I feel with what I was about to start blathering on about is it's about not looking for perfection, yeah. Because in an ideal world, I would want my hair to be fully dry and then I'd put some stuff on it and it'd look, a bit more how I wanted to. But life just isn't like that, right? So there's something here about not looking for perfection. So it feels very Virgo actually. And remember, Mercury's just come out of being retrograde and it's direct. And so, because Mercury is communication and Virgo's about perfection, you can imagine it would be about, so it could work two ways, right? And pay attention, because if somebody's actually got Mercury in Virgo, this would be interesting if this resonates for you like all the time. But if you, yeah, people that have Mercury in Virgo would be very brilliant actually at like data analysis, anything like that, spotting mistakes. Like again, it's funny because I've got Mercury in Taurus, but when me and one of my best pals watch a series we're watching, and really anything like that's, I would make quite a good continuity person, because I can always notice where the continuity person hasn't done a good job, basically. So, but again, I think it's because my soul, my Aries sun sign, is in the house of Virgo. So, like I say, I am extremely discerning, along with all my Scorpio energy as well. It's like I say, in my six retrogrades, like I say, I've got a lot of reasons why I spot things that other people miss, and that can be the dark, as we're moving towards. We're not too far away from Scorpio season. I can watch. Yeah, I can see what other people miss a lot of the time, and it is good to be. It's good to be aware, and because what I found in my own life and what I've noticed other people do is either you can be gaslighted by other people if you're like, oh, I'm getting a bad person about, I'm getting a bad feeling about that person, or I'm getting a bad feeling about a situation. People, oh, you're just being paranoid, or or I'm sure they didn't mean it like that. And sometimes it is that you got to, be in balance. But sometimes you're getting a bad feeling because you're right. Just to confuse matters, sometimes you're getting a bad feeling and you're wrong. This is why we've got to be humble in life, but they do just keep getting me to say especially. So it'll be interesting, I'm channeling before I shuffle the cards to see what comes up, and I'm going to use mostly sort of Halloweeny ones. What is that one that's lying there actually? Strength, yeah. So again, it's like, I haven't shuffled yet, but it's strength. It's like it takes strength to, to be able to, there's something about here dropping the pride and ego, and to be able to admit when you're wrong or to apologise. And again, I'm sure we all know someone, or it could be you, that just, just cowers away rather than taking personal responsibility to where you need to sort of see the error of your ways. So very interesting. And that again, it's like this can be, well, this is that. Let's face it, that and what they were showing in my life actually wasn't about. It wasn't about twin flames. It wasn't, but that it's interesting when they do that, because that is where a lot of twin flames are at. That is where a lot of divine masculines will be at. I can't really think of any situation where it wouldn't be like, apologise for something. But again, both ways. Usually, when there's miscommunication, misunderstandings, both divine feminine and divine masculine, there would be apologies to both ways. And like I say, in my opinion, true twin flames, once you get over your own fear to actually have that heart to heart with your twin flame. Wait a minute, I'm going to shut that door, because if I can hear them that strongly, they can hear me. So I've got, again, I always have interest in outfit combos, because it's like I'm not fucking sticking my jeans on when I'm cutting about, you know what I mean, in the house. And interesting bra choice today. Okay, that's, I mean, you can only see the bottom half. Oh yeah, see, this is fascinating me. It's all part of it. Because in an ideal world, I would have a bra on where you couldn't see, and again you can't because it's on the bottom bit, but you can see, you know what I mean? And it's like I would have, my hair would have dried, but it's like I've just turned off the oven off to eat my tea after this, and it's like it's easier just to grab the phone and film it now. So again, when you see past all that blathering that I'm doing, it is part of it. It's like sometimes you've just got to take action. Fuck it, let's go messy action. Messy action. So again, people that are around here a lot will reshuffle that and see if it comes back. You'll get what I mean, because that's what I'm all about. Saying fuck it, let's go with my work, with life, with everything. Because you could stay in a state of procrastination and never taking action with something for far too long. I'm just trying to see what. Right, so yeah, also because the sun is in Libra is also about weighing things up, balancing, love, peace and harmony, not wanting to rock the boat, is what Libra's really all about. They want to keep the peace. But being an Aries is the opposite sign of Libra. Libra is a beautiful sign, but it's like you do have to speak your mind as well. You do have to put yourself first as well. What I always see Aries and Libra is about it's about, because anyone that's Libra anything in my life, we do that for each other. Where Libra placements need to speak up for themselves and put themselves first more, I'll be able to balance same. Where people, I can think, in fact, my best friend in particular, who's a Libra moon, it's like, and a lot of user Libra moons that tune in actually, it's like where I get so fired up and passionate, and I will be right about something a lot of the time. My best friend can sometimes just remind me, like, look, do you know what? I hear what you're saying, but it's not worth it. It's not worth the fight. Because Aries is about war and being the warrior and fighting. Again, we do need to be that in these times. But what I would just sort of say with that is about finding the balance between we, Libra, and me, right? And you've got to meet somewhere in the middle. So just make sure that, because a lot of people are so far, sorry, my hair is really going really frizzy now, but it's some people are so far down the line of always putting everybody else first and people pleasing that they're literally missing out on huge opportunities, new friendships, the love of their life. These will all be specific to people, or maybe a wee bit of all of it, from not wanting to upset other people. I mean, for Christ's sake, there's people that actually stay in loveless, unhappy relationships, which, isn't a huge revelation for people there for me to say that. There's people that stay in really unhappy, dire places just because they don't want to upset someone. And again, I can understand that to a certain point, listening to people's stories, but it's just when that kind of goes on and on and on, they just drew me to the baby doll, Manisha's baby doll in the high chair there. So again, yeah, a lot of the time it can be for the sake of children, but it may be controversial, but it's right. But that's not it's not the right thing to do at all. It's not. And that is a judgment, it's an accurate one. It's like that's something that gets passed down. I'd say it's like a family curse that gets passed down through the generations, like stay together for the kids. But actually you can do a lot more damage to your children's mental health and soul in general when they can pick up on that kind of either not so much two people not being in love anymore, because people can obviously separate and make it work and find other people and all that. But if there's a real sort of underlying passive aggressive tension, yeah, it's not gonna help. And again, I know that's, sorry if that's triggering for some people. We'll see why that's coming out. Sorry if that's triggering for some people. Listen, but it's just, I suppose it's like God, spirit wanting to give people, because they're pulling me at the Joan of Arc card, which is on the floor. It's like wanting to give people a bit of a wake up call about. You really do have to sort of take personal responsibility for your own happiness, because it can, when it's children, it can be affecting your children. But it's they're watching. You know what I mean? It's like, I always think, if you settle in life and you don't do what actually makes you happy, and you're deeply unhappy, your children can feel it. Children are extremely psychic and sensitive, and then they'll just do the same too. And again, I'm sure most people know this, but where the fuck's the moon? It's out of Capricorn. It's in Aquarius. This is like some shake you up to wake you up stuff coming through, by the way. It's like it's quite liberating, you know, though, just to grab the phone and just to see what comes out, because this is like, I didn't have a clue what was going to be coming through today, and it's like, oh right, it's quite interesting. They're just using me to pass on the message. That's what it is, you know. It is. It's because we're approaching the eclipses, and it's like eclipses break people up. So where things are built on, wait a minute, I'm going to shuffle the tarot. Where things are built on a faulty foundation, tower moments come along to break relationships up that aren't stable. And I feel I feel that's the energy of today. Like, what I'm saying won't be, it won't, whoever it's meant to resonate with, it won't be such a huge shock to people. It will resonate, and it just feels like there's wake up calls where people maybe burying their head in the sand, or like say maybe people that are well aware of it and already out of this, and I'm telling the story of the past. That will apply actually to some people, or it's just something's going to click. So it's not for everyone today, but again, it's a bit refreshing to get away from all the sort of the romance aspect of the twin flames. This is like, feels like, it actually reminds me, my god, actually it reminds me of the Aquarius reading. So again, I've put them in a playlist. I might, take them out of a playlist, but I've put them in a playlist because the way that I channel, although I've done the star signs, again, we all know how, if you're not new around here, we all know how much I love astrology and I channel it in my own way. We've all got each of the signs somewhere in our chart. I don't care if you've got a planet there or not, we've all got that somewhere. I can see how all the signs are a part of me. I can see how they're all a part of anyone when I'm talking to them. So if you resonate with the way that I channel and the way messages come through, it would be worth, I mean, because you can even take, like watch it throughout the week, because I intended it to be for real time. What jumped out? Shit, man. Right, I'm not even kidding you. Right, that's jumped out on my lap, and it's the Seven of Cups in reverse, but it's called Delusion. So it's like, yeah, putting, it's like, so some people may still be deluding themselves. Oh my god, that's really harsh. Sorry, I'm just passing. Some people may still be deluding themselves that they're in a happy relationship, but it's like, I feel with it in reverse, it's like this. That's why that. Thanks for clarifying that. It's like, that's why this won't come as a short look, but it's just like, I feel it's like someone's really needing the strength to get out of something here. And again, so it could be exactly what I said of, and it doesn't matter whether you're a man, woman, whatever you identify as, divine feminine, divine masculine, anyone can be in this situation. Sorry, going all over the place here. So if you feel guided, watch the playlist that I've named Mercury Direct, Full Moon in Aries, because I asked, and it's a test, so let me know if any of this happens around, up until the weekend, because I'm filming this right now on the 4th of October, 2022. The nature that I usually channel is timeless, and those of you that have been around a while in the Soul family subscribed will have heard me say that there's messages that I channeled way back in January or February of this year, probably last year as well. There'll definitely be ones from last year, and a lot of them are happening in real time right now. So trust whatever you're led to go back and watch. Definitely a lot of karmic drama, particularly some of the more darker stuff that I channeled, like stuff when I spoke about the film Wicker Park, where there's energies keeping twin flames apart and stuff. All those ones, I'm just seeing, I'm feeling stuff like that going on. But loads of it, yeah. And so yeah, so watch the whole playlist if you're guided to it. And I mean, but at least watch your sun, moon, rise, and Venus. And if you don't know how to look for your moon, your moon and all that, basically my favourite is astro.com. So that's an astrology site, but you do need to have your exact time of birth. So to get that, or you could just put in when the sun, rose in the morning or something. But it's like, you really need to have your exact time of birth. And now, of course, if you're still a bit clueless when you're looking at that, you can book a session. But I'm just saving you a bit. If you just want to know, your moon, you don't. But like I say, it really doesn't matter. But it can be interesting because, like I say, I don't just watch like Aries, Sag, and Scorpio. And to be honest with you, although I'm an Aries, I'd always watch Scorpio first because I always resonate with that a wee bit stronger. It really just depends. And I've said before that I never used to watch Sagittarius at all, but I have now watched Sagittarius when I'm guided to for quite a while now. Like, but it was really weird. It was like every time I watched something Sagittarius, but I just mustn't have been connected. You know, I just mustn't have felt that connected to that part of me. Really weird. But anyway, sorry. Blah 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 blah. Right. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, someone's gathering the strength to get out of a situation where, now this is interesting. What they're saying to me is it's like, look, romance. So Knight of Cups, it's like where they know where their heart lies, or you know where your heart lies. You know where the truth of where your heart lies, and you're putting, God, you're putting oh my God, you're putting the devil energy. This is the karmic energies behind you. Yeah, so this is gonna be different for different people. I'm picking up on people like the karmic energy. Unfortunately, is going to be like people that people are married to, long-term relationships. You possibly even have got children together. You might not be together anymore. You might be, or it can be like there's not children involved, or if there's children involved, it could be that it's like, you know, it's not. It's like other people that are in your life are not a good influence. It's just be careful about the 5 people you spend the most time around. But like, yeah, we've got the devil in reverse. Someone's putting the devil behind them. Someone's putting the deceit behind them. And taking control of their life, putting third parties behind them to go towards the real celebrations. Oh my God, this is crazy. Look, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. That's my karmic card for some reason. It's you know, putting a Queen of Pentacles, and this doesn't need to be a woman, but I do feel like this is going to be one for the men again. I can just sort of tap in when it's more. This could resonate. You could resonate if you're a woman too, in divine masculine energy, just whatever, right? But it's like putting the karmic energy or a few karmic energies behind you, because there's no real love there, and you can now see the vision of a true union ahead of you. Positivity is something that's union though. Right, anyway. Right. Okay. Whatever that meant to people. Right, so what was it? Yeah, look, but there's fear. There's unnecessary fear, and that's interesting because the one on the bottom of the deck was actually the 2 of Swords, yeah, crossroads. So it's like there's just, I'm picking up on whoever in the collective at a bit of a crossroads about what to do next. And it is Aquarius moon right now as I'm filming this. And that was even a bit of a surprise to me because for some reason I still felt it was Capricorn moon. So Aquarius is about shocks, surprises, out the blue. Once in a blue moon is coming to me as well. Stuff to do with friendships. There was a lot throughout the signs. There was enough throughout the signs about checking who is actually your friend, you know. And many people, I'm noticing many people going through this, like a real friendships being revealed for basically not being friendships, and it's really going on in the collective there, and it's something that I've already went through in my life in a big way. So now, you know, I'm in a place of strength to be able to help people with that more than I would have been when that was going on at the time. But I still was helping people when I was going through that at the time, actually. And I'm always humble that, you know, it can still be happening. When it happens to me though, it's more, it doesn't happen as dramatically anymore. It's always someone that's kind of sort of rumbled anyway, and then I'm just guided to not be around them as much. It's a time we're in the Ascension. Right, what do we need? Because this has been 18 minutes and my baked patty is going to get cold. What do we need? Whose message is this? Look at this. Look at what I've just said. Vampire, emotional intelligence. This is the one I pulled that. I think I pulled it. If you look at the Halloween shorts that I done, I think it might have even been the first card, but it was one of the first ones. And remember, they don't need to make sense on the day. They're timeless too. So if you haven't watched them, you're guided to go and check them out. But look, energy vampires around people. But for some people, unfortunately, like I definitely am picking up on something like this. Is like somebody watching this lives with an energy vampire. I mean, I know that literally is the case for some people that are going to resonate with this. Lots of people. But it's like, this is either someone that's in your house a lot that you're dating, or it's like married, or it's like a very close family member, like if you've got, yeah, just someone you're around a lot. You might not necessarily need to live in the same house, or like say it can be people that, yeah, because they're pulling with the baby again, it can be people that you've got children with that you're not even with anymore. Like, different things for different people. Let's read it. Right, emotional intelligence. That's what I get before I even read. And I've just opened the book, so it must be important at the right page. Emotional intelligence, the deepest, the coldest, the craving of the blood, the hole never filled, the longing like a flood. Whilst there are almost unaccountable examples of vampires in literature, movies and games, somehow the archetype of the blood-hunting, night-stalking and somewhat elegant creature keeps being reinvented to seduce yet another generation. There was something about the word stalking that was like pulling me out there when I mentioned the... And now they're sort of making me feel that about Aquarius moons when I wouldn't take a walk late at night. I actually wouldn't take a walk even during the day a lot of the time. And it's because I always say it's because there was 3 instances where I bumped into really weird men. It potentially could have been quite dangerous, by the way, if I wasn't so tapped into spirit and God. And I mean, they're messing with the wrong women, fucking doing that to an Aries. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, all jokes aside, there's something like, again, it's like energies, whether it's a woman or a man, holding people back. Although the beautiful and somewhat desirable vampire doesn't... Oh, wait a minute, we can't even read all of this. The vampire is an interesting figure because it is both horrifying and desirable. Having someone want us so much that they desire to be that closely linked with us does feel good, until we realise there's nothing much left of us to give. This is like karmic energies that are like really quite obsessive about twin flames that are not letting them go or move on. So it could even be circumstances where someone's actually said, I don't want to be with you. And it's like, this is what I mean about toxic women and men, and then they just don't leave them alone. Because although you can get cross wires, because twin flames like 100 million% right, I see it when I help people, and I know it just from living this experience that it's like twin flames can be, you can obsessively think about your twin flame, but to obsessively harass someone's really quite a different thing. And that's what fucks me off really about the twin flame community, actually, of how much the waters get muddied there. Because like I'll keep saying it until you listen, it's a true divine feminine. I mean, I even saw something today and I was like, what the fuck? And it was just, yeah, totally confusing. It was confusing me, and this is my fucking job day in, day out. It's my life. But I think, God, if someone really didn't know that, oh, and again, it's all these stupid labels that people are using for things that really confuse matters, in my opinion. It really is pretty simple, right? Toxic is toxic, right? I couldn't care less whether it is your true twin flame or not. If somebody isn't treating you very nicely, and I'm more talking about specifically like, being abusive, or definitely if there's any physical abuse or, mental abuse, torture, any of that kind of, yeah, like that's not okay. But it doesn't need to be that extreme. So we're dealing with that there, because there's financial abuse as well. Could go on, but like what I'm describing there, that is karmic energies. That's not twin flames. That's not high level soulmates. It's not what's the other thing that people say all the time? I don't know, because people get them all confused, right? That's just basically that. What I'm trying to say is, although there may be obsessively thinking about a twin flame a lot, both twins, if it's your true twin flame and they're awakened to it, it's in a different way. It's more of a kind of in a quite a private way, and yes, people will talk about it with people that they trust, and be careful who you trust with that. But there would be a level of respect there, and what I see mostly with twins is like not really doing anything about that. Now that's not everyone. Some people will do something about it, and you can all have a moment of panic where you'll kind of like you may reach out to your twin, and that's not harassing someone. It is just perhaps you do just really need that closure. But then again, that would be where if you were the person that was doing that, you would need to understand that they don't owe you anything really. They don't. We think someone owes us closure. We think someone owes us something, and the hard cold truth is they actually don't. I've had to accept that many times in my life, whether it be anything to do with my twin flame not getting closure, or anything to do with actually many people in my life not getting an apology. Where I'm due on. There's lots of people like that in my life I'm absolutely due an apology from, unless I won't be holding my breath expecting it, and I don't need it anymore either, from either of anything of what I said. It would be nice, you know what I mean? But let go and surrender. But like I say, with twin flames, it's quite different, because a lot of the time where the ghosting is involved, all of the time where the ghosting is involved, if it's your true twin flame, or yeah, just ghosting, not responding, it's more due to overwhelm and the confusion as well over all the your twin brings up all your stuff, all your trauma, all your triggering. Even, you know, those of us that constantly do the work. Like, I'm under no illusion that although I help twin flames all the time, and you know, I've had counselling and all that, like whenever it is I even just have a conversation with a twin flame, um you bring up all my stuff too. Do you know what I mean? But that's, you know, whenever these moments happen, you're ready for it. Sorry, my hair is really getting on my tits now. Anyway, this is getting too long now. But this is more about, it's like karmic energies that either twins or both twins are involved with, whether it's friends or whether it's both twins or with other romantic people. They serve a purpose too. And you can even have a lot of fun with these people for a while, whether it's friends or romantic connections. But at some point, it will become quite toxic if it wasn't already from the start. And that's the kind of people that, yeah, when you want it to end, they won't leave you alone. That's when you know. And I have went through that, whether it be romantically or in friendships. Sometimes it takes putting your foot down and the boundaries in quite a few times actually before someone gets the message, and it can actually be very upsetting. So I'm really giving you, I'm sending you love if you're in that, because I'm just being reminded of the strength card. I'm giving you love if you're in that situation, but you can get through it, right? So, but you just may need support, even if it's listening to this is getting support. But like, you know what I'm saying, realistically, you may need actual support from a healer. I'd be honoured if it's me, but just get help from someone. Until we realise there's nothing much left to go yet. Most of us have heard the concept emotional vampirism. The idea that people feed off our energy or our goodwill and take advantage of us through manipulation and their incessant neediness. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm feeling this as guys that are going to resonate with this, although I'm seeing some of my female clients with men like this. So, but I'm seeing men, but it's anyone that's being too needy and controlling is not good. Should the vampire card appear in your reading, it may indicate that you're being drained in this way and the time has come for stronger boundaries. We need to be very aware of what gives us energy in our lives and what takes it away. We should be aware of people needing to need us and why we invite people like this into our homes, workplaces and lives, if indeed we have them around us. Developing the emotional intelligence within ourselves helps us defend against this kind of emotional and psychic attack, enables us to foster healthy, equal relationships of all kinds. This is crazy, because I've actually heard that term emotional intelligence once today already. And then look on the bottom of the deck, synergy and healing. And I called one of my groups at one point synergy, because that is what happens with twin flames. There's just an absolute synergy, a balance of the energies. And it's very healing. You know, yes, they bring up stuff, your twin flame, but ultimately happiness in our hearts and homes. That, look, and it's a fire. That's ultimately that's how you can notice the difference. And the ancestors are helping with that. The love and legacy of our DNA, but that's the ancestors helping. Look, they're helping to get people away from black magic, the witch. That was in the fucking, and oh my god, behind the black magic is the cat again. Look, that's what I'm talking about. What the fuck energy is this, by the way? Look, that's the people that are staring, like stalking energy, like watching where their masculines are going. And again, I'm getting it's even people that are not actually with people anymore. Or they may be in people have I don't know, right? It's different for different people. But that aura, it's like that's what they're going to be like when you try to get away from them. I know it's true. Right, okay. What do we need to know about that? Because this has already become 30 minutes. And again, this is another one. I'm just going to upload it. And when it's uploaded, I'll publish it. Because I think they're all going to be like this month. They're wanting me to go, they're wanting me to pick up on the shady fuckers out there. So again, do you know what? Even if it's safe to, just put down below, this resonates, right? If it's safe to, or at least like it. Or if you don't mind, like if you email to let me know, I would just be interested, because when I pick up on stuff like it, it's like it would be nice to get confirmation, because it is quite uneasy when I pick up on stuff like this, but it must be needed. Because, like, say, for how people gaslight themselves and make it seem like not a big deal, but you know, anyway. Right. What do we need to know about what I've just said? And then I'll pull one from the other deck that I've got a feeling one of those dark cards is going to come out again. It's got the ones with like 3 witches on it and all that. It's like this feeling of being ganged up on a bit. The Hermit in reverse solitude. You know, I interpret that differently sometimes. That someone's going in a really unhealthy state of, I said this recently in one of the star sign ones, a really unhealthy state of isolation. Why are they going into that? Yeah, look, requiring guidance and support, because they're completely out of balance, because your energy's been drained. I feel the person watching this. Again, if it's not the person watching this that it's happening to you, it's happening to your twin, you know, or whoever. And it's not going to be all twin flames going through this, but yeah, look, fear. Why is the person in fear? And that would have been, I think that was the 9 of Swords there. Yeah, up all night worrying. Lost passion for life, zest, excitement. Look, lack of support around the King of Cups in reverse. They're no longer in delusion about what to do, because that's all the options, but it's like someone knows what they need to do. King of Swords, the truth. Because it's just become too difficult. So it's all, again, whether this is for a man or a woman, whatever you identify as, 10 of Wands, and that's why I call it burdens, because of this deck. It's like, I always end up saying 10 of burdens. It's like, that's when you've just got to the point where you're carrying too many people's problems and you actually just can't handle. It's kind of interesting, because what they're saying to me, right, is it's interesting, like I'm feeling good, but I do feel, I guess I feel overwhelmed, because I can see I've got messages. And I know, actually, because even some of you said, and it's like, it's not that big a deal, like, people know I'll get back to them, but it's like, I mean, it's already Tuesday today, but you see, it makes sense that I've not got any space to hold anyone else's stuff today, because I just sat and channeled 12 star signs and a collective one for an hour on my weekend, you know, on the Sunday. So it would make sense that, you know, I've needed yesterday and today as a weekend to sort of regain my strength. So just in case anybody is wondering why I haven't replied, that's why. But I do feel it's for them to get the point across to me about how overwhelmed somebody's feeling, like they just can't, you can't, or someone close to you can't face up to it. Right, what else do we need to know? So what they know they need to do, because the delusion card keeps coming out in reverse twice. I need to ask something specific. What's some guidance? I'm going to end it with another card. What's some guidance for whoever this is speaking to? Oh, it's like, it's time to put that sadness behind you and do what makes you happy, because it's draining your finances. This is definitely about karmic energies. It's blurring your vision. I'm looking at the words on these cards. Grief, wealth and vision, all in reverse. So it's like, put the sadness behind you. It's draining your wealth, your finances, your happiness. It's either all of that or a bit of that. And your vision for life. Your passion, Knight of Wands in reverse. And I was asking about the Hermit there. So this is advice, like karma, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Resilience in reverse. Like a straight satisfaction in reverse. Right, this is all what's happening to someone because of the energy or energies that they're around. And that's why you need healing. Energy clearing just constantly keeps coming through. And it's probably because Libra is about balancing your energy, balancing your feminine, masculine energy. And whoever's watching this, you're just giving far too much out to other people, or it's worse than that, and you're actually being zapped by a karmic energy, a romantic connection, or close people around you, family, close friends. It's just, and they're pulling me the 8 of Cups card down there on the floor. Like, that's my fuck this card. I've had enough. Right. Give us some advice, because you're just telling us how this person's feeling. What can they do about this? I have to, again, this keeps happening, but I mean, I love it because it means it's true, but I don't love it because it is sad. 5 of Cups, right, which has got grief written on this card. Shuffled 78 cards, and that's the first card that came out when I just done that. So yeah, but can you tell us, like, can you give some advice about, we know that they feel sad. Oh God, I'm feeling like anxiety. 8 of Swords being trapped in your head. Insecurity. They're just wanting to hammer this home. Grief, anxiety and insecurity. What can this person do about that? That doesn't make sense. Celebration. Head towards a union. This is very clear. It's about moving away from toxic energies to move towards twin flames. Yeah, romance. I feel this is actually, I'm tapping into somebody realising, like really realising the difference between a trauma bond and a supportive, because like that's, again, I do get that, a lot of people can be confused about that, like, because especially men, which is probably a bit, because you're programmed, I mean any sex is to be ruled by your lower chakras, shall we say, and so you can have a real attraction to many people, but the difference is it's not, often not connection, and then even that can be more confusing because you can have a sexual pull to someone and you can feel that you connect, but then when you look a little deeper, it's like, oh, we really did bond over a lot of darkness inside us, which can help to a certain extent, but when you start to drag each other under, magician, you see, you then need to do something about it to get yourself out of stuff like that, or you'll drag each other under. Yeah, distraction. It's a distraction from where you're really meant to be, whether that is with your true union, because I pulled the 4 of Wands, or just doing what you're meant to be doing in the world, but really it's both. Is that right? Yeah, look, 8 of Cups, fuck this. People are having fuck this moments because they've got a lack of vision and they've completed the karmic cycles. Right, okay. And this is the guidance that came through to clarify that. Right, we'll just pull one of these and then we'll end it. What a weird one today, but again, like I say, it is quite liberating as well when I just let it flow. But Aquarius moon is expect unexpected surprises, and that's a wee bit of a surprise to me because I'm like, oh, usually I have a bit of a feeling what's going to come through, but that all, pulling me the word change written on a bit of paper, that's Aquarius energy as well. Give us a card, please, that's going to either give more clarity to this situation, or, well, it's already turned over, or help this person. You miss someone. 2 little witches. Well, I think both these cards are going to... So these are the karmic energies, right? Could even be something to do with twins there as well. That's interesting. I don't think that's good, twins. 2 little witches. Magical space clearing time. You miss it, right? And this is about missing... This is about missing a twin flame. And this is about karmic anything. So again, it doesn't need to be... It's just that did come to me because it is... That's what's on the card. And also the 30th could be something significant about the 29th and the 30th, right before Halloween. But it's like, whether these you know, it's whether these people know each other or not. It's like that's two energies in your life. So this is what I mean. It can be like when I've been picking up on people that are a mother in your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be your mother, just are a mother, or friends, family, anything, right? Anything it is, but it's two energies that are zapping your life force, right? And that's missing, regardless of your gender, that's missing the true union. It's wake up, divine masculines are having wake up calls. That's what it is. Or yeah, divine masculines, because again, that's what I was about to say, or divine feminines, but it feels more divine masculines. It's just divine masculine doesn't necessarily need to be a man as we know it, right? 29 and 30. You miss someone. This beautiful young woman is missing someone deeply. So remember, you can be a guy missing someone as well. And she knows perhaps for the first time what it is to lose someone. This is somebody's pushed down feelings coming right up to the surface. But what's not helping is confusion with the karmic energies of, yeah, sad, insecure, really not good. It feels like a physical ache, and our hearts can indeed be broken because we humans have the capacity to connect to others like no other in the universe. We love so deeply that love can continue even when the form we loved is no longer with us. If you've received this card in reading, it's time to acknowledge just how deeply you've yearned for someone's return and how much that person's loss has affected you. Yeah, this is really sad. That's probably why grief came out twice. It's like, I channeled this last week, didn't I? It's like somebody's grief has all of a sudden caught up with them. That being, it could even be missing people in the spirit world too. I feel a wee bit of everything, you know. It's like delayed grief wherever somebody had pushed down their feelings. That's why I feel this is going to connect with men more. But there are some women's that were too in masculine energy to connect. Again, I said this to my friend the other day, but like, listen, I'm sorry. And my friend even took that on the chin too. I like rarely ever meet a woman that's not too in masculine energy, you know, like the only reason I can still fall in, I can fall into it too, but the reason why I could really pay attention to that more than most is because I am here to be divine feminine, you know, being in that kind of, and also my human design, that, you know, generator, it is all about really tuning into my sacral chakra. Because when I fall too into masculine now, they really, you know, they give me a row for it and they'll remind me of that. So just to clarify, I can absolutely have weeks where I'm far too in masculine energy, but then I wouldn't do it the next again. You know what I mean? Actually, I've kind of always been like that, but because I'm always going on about this, because none of us are perfect. That's how I started this off. I'm going to watch this back actually, but that could be a friend, a pet you loved. I did pull this not that long ago. I think I pulled this in the collective. Yeah, and missing this is so strong. It sometimes is a physical hurt, or it even says a grandparent, a parent who's left us. So there's a deep sadness here, and it cannot be eased by denying its presence. And once this is done, you can put what's missing to rest and visit from time to time. Know that you've been truthful with yourself, and that your sadness will change and be a part of your life beauty, not its pain. It's time to let something go, but before you do, let's take a moment to acknowledge what this was to you. Know that this meant so much, and that by returning it to the past rather than yearning for the present, you're creating a future that's greater freedom for it. That's interesting, because I'm being drawn to the 8 of the Cups on the floor, and that can also be about ending a karmic situation, because there can be strong attachments there. And especially, obviously, if it was a friend or a freaking family member, but I'm talking about even if it's people that you thought it was love or something, or every day in a sense gives you a clean slate for you. You need to feel that something has been laid to rest and will no longer trespass on the present. This is about getting closure. Life is kind of like that. So much has happened. Yeah, you will blossom and grow with fresh relationships and love after mourning this lost one. Karmic breakups. So it might not be happening right now. Could be with Aquarius moon though, but there's going to be a lot of that happening with the Aries full moon, and definitely the Scorpio new moon, and whatever else is coming after that. Holding on to the past, ideal in the past, refusing, not allowing yourself to get over a breakup with a friend, a move to a new town, a faded romance, parents who've divorced, or something you're convinced that you must have back to be happy again. Mourning for what was and what what you feel should have been deep sadness, and yet this experience has been a great value. Because this is what I mean by karmic. Anything can be really painful, but you do learn from it. It's time to move on and place all that to rest. It's time for you to stop hanging on so sadly to that which is long past, mourn, and then come back to us ready to live again. Ooh. Right, now let's read the next one. Two little witches, magical space clearing time. From out the shadows come the two little witches, solemn and sincere. They fix you with their clear green and blue gaze and ready for you for the magic that is the broom that they're about to pass on to you. It means, oh wait a minute. I'm going to read the divination message. Make the mundane work for you. It's time to conduct a house cleaning, followed by a house blessing. Here's an easy pointer. New locations, either the smallest of changes for a household objects or rearrangements of where it goes in your bedroom. This is Feng Shui, this is what I can help you with. Or an entire move is very much in your mind when these twin witches show up with their brooms of power. If there's anything keeping you back from making that change, please make small, useful and symbolic gestures. Shift the furniture, clear away what no longer need. Whenever we make a change, we always rediscover stuff we've been hanging on, stuff that's weighed us down without our realising it was there. Time to space clear for you. I came like, look. I don't know if I'd want them helping me actually. I trust the downloads I get with the pictures. So. Jesus Christ. Right, let's do some Halloween tarot. Messages, deception. Oh, at that again. Someone not in their strength. Yeah, making plans to get out of that. Right, I didn't ask a question though. And it's funny because when I was using these in the star signs, I was like, what is the cups and what is the pentacles? So the ghosts is the cups and the pumpkins is the pentacles. The imps is the wands. So whatever else it is the sword. So remember that. See, I'm only using them at Halloween. Right, what do we need to know about the karmic energies, the two little witches card there? And look at the picture, interesting. High priestess, right? Which that could sometimes be a divine feminine, someone that's very psychic. But I mean, this is a witch on the card, a vampire witch, I would say, and it's like someone in a black cat and poison ivy. It's like someone using the black magic, the arts. And again, this black magic, if it's not actually using things like the false light ways of people teach manifestation, which are going against people's so I say free will, but yeah, I do think that there's a lot of ways in which people teach things like that that's modern and cool. Doesn't it resonate with me and the way that I know that, you know, it's that's why you got to protect your mind, guys, in particular. There's a lot of stuff out there where there's like people that teach people to how to lure people in. Been drawn the spider web card on the floor as well. See, but it's not funny. I'm laughing because it makes me nervous. It's like, that to me is like a spell. It just always reminds me of in The Craft, when the girl really likes a guy and she does a spell and then he ends up like being totally obsessed with her, but he takes it a bit too far and it looks like he's going to, you know, really take it too far. I mean, I'm getting chills. But it's because she didn't let him like her naturally, you know, which is why I always say that's when you see spammy things in the comments like, oh, Mr. Watson, you know, Mr. Watson, I hope that's not relevant, but you know, Mr. Such and Such helped me put a spell to bring my love of my life back and all that. I mean, obviously that's usually just people try to get your money like scammers, but anybody that's of true integrity, you know, doesn't use anything of the heat light to do that, because why would you want to use that kind of manipulation for either someone to stay with you or to attract them? You'd always be sitting there eating your tea like, I know I only got them because I done it through black magic. But again, that's just the way that I feel. I mean, look how patient I've been, do you know what I mean? It's like, but it's because I know that whoever it is turns up at my door one day telling me they love me and they want to be with me. It'll be because they've come to that conclusion themselves. And some people are like, fucking hell, Claire, I think I would have fucking settled for a soulmate. Well, that's you then. You know what I mean? It's interesting because some of the things I've been channeling lately, it's like, I can feel that just some of the things that have been said to me over the past sort of 10, 15 years about crossroads in my life. It's like I can tell there are going to be tests, shall we say, like coming at me, and it's, again, I'm not exactly going to say when it does happen, but it's like, I've already had a few interesting things where I'm like, why is that person, but so it's delayed messages, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to have to tell you what it is now, actually. It was just I'd logged into my Skype and like someone had tried to add me and I was like, I've actually got no fucking idea who that is. I thought, it'll just be some random weird, but I actually think it was someone I took up once. Or it is just a random guy. But again, although like I say, I haven't even accepted it. But I think it's just for me to pass on that sort of message that it's like, that's just the kind of person I am, that I'm like, well, I can't force myself to be passionate about someone else when I'm that hot for my twin flame, like regardless of what, wherever he is and whatever he's doing and whatever he's ready for. But it's like not, maybe some other people could switch themselves off to that a bit more. Anyway, that's a bit deep. I'm really gonna have to, I just looked at 51, that might be significant. I'm gonna have to watch this back now, but it's true. They're talking to me that for a reason. Oh, right. Shit, I said that in the picker pile and then I decided not to publish that. It's what was said to me once, and I can't see it happening, to be honest, but how do I know? Again, there's a lot of stuff in my life that's happening that I didn't foresee it taking as long as what it has. It's that it was like if my twin flame never got around to being ready, that it was like I would be sent someone that was ready. But there's bits of that don't really make sense to me because the person that they were saying was like someone that moved away. And they definitely aren't someone that I would want. Anyway. Yeah, look. I wouldn't want to give to that situation. Because it's in the past, and I've also, I think, fondly about to put mildly, my twin flame. Yeah. Heartbreak. I would be breaking my own heart to pretend that isn't the case. Yeah, because he's my divine masculine. So I'll just keep being strong. Wait a minute. This isn't making me not want to fucking publish this now. Why did I just overshare that? Imagine that guy's watching this. Imagine I'm right about that. I don't mean my twin flame, I mean the other one. I don't know what that is. I forgot already. What's that? What did I say the bats were? Oh, for fuck's sake. Where's the wee book? Oh, I think it's... Going by the picture, I would say it's either the Ten of Swords or the Ten of Wands. Ten of Swords. Yeah, it would painful ending. The Lovers. I'm just ending this. I don't know what that was all about.